Atmic awareness is the key to liberation. The individual jivi, believing that it is divided from the whole, the universal, is subject to desire and despair, love and hate, grief and joy. The person is attracted by the world of name and form. Such a person is characterized as bound, baddha. Hence, the need for liberation is urgent. And to be liberated, the person must give up dependence on and attachment to the creation, prakriti. The blind cannot be saved by the blind. The destitute cannot be helped out by the destitute. How can a person who is destitute and helpless remove the poverty, suffering, and pain of another? The poor must approach the affluent, the wealthy. The blind must seek the guidance of a person who can see. One who is bound and blinded by the dualities of creation has to take refuge in the inexhaustible treasure of compassion, power, and wisdom, namely the divine Atma. Then one can get rid of the destitution of grief, revel in the wealth of spiritual bliss, Ananda, and attain the goal of human existence. This consummation is reached and Atmic awareness is won through the grace of Brahman.
Okay. Shall I read Telugu?
Yes, Auntie.
జీవుడంటే రాగద్వేషాలకు కష్టసుఖాలకు ప్రపంచం యొక్క ఆకర్షణకు లొంగినవాడు.
Jiva means one who is bound or one who is affected by raga and dvesha, like and dislike,
కష్టసుఖ
difficulties and sukha, happiness, and the attractions of the world and the five elements.
Yeah, he is bound. అట్టివానినే బద్ధుడని అందురు.
Such person is called bound.
కావున ప్రతి జీవికి మోక్షము అవసరము.
Therefore, for every living being, liberation is essential.
ఈ మోక్షము కావాలంటే ప్రకృతినే ఆశ్రయించరాదు.
If you want liberation, one should not seek it from the world.
అది గుడ్డివాడు గుడ్డివానిని ఆశ్రయించినట్లుండును.
Which is, it is like a blind person taking refuge in another blind person.
లేక దరిద్రుడు మరొక దరిద్రుని ఆశ్రయించినట్లుగాను.
One who is poor seeking help from another poor person.
అట్టి ఆశ్రయము వలన వాని దరిద్రము గాని లేక బాధ గాని విముక్తి కాజాలదు.
Through such refuge, a person who is poor cannot be liberated, freed from one's poverty or one's problems.
దరిద్రము పోవాలంటే ధనవంతుని ఆశ్రయించాలి.
If you want poverty to go, one has to take refuge in a wealthy person.
సరి అయిన దారిని నడవలనన్న దృష్టి కలవానిని అనుసరించాలి.
If you want to follow the right path, if you want to go on the right path, one has to find a person who can see.
అట్టి జ్ఞాన దృష్టి అఖండ ఐశ్వర్యము కలవానిని దయాళువును ఆశ్రయించవలసి ఉంటుంది.
One has to take refuge in a compassionate one who has the wisdom, the vision of wisdom, and who has unlimited wealth.
Yeah. అతడే ఆత్మస్వరూపుడు.
That person is the real form of Atman.
అట్టి పరమాత్మను ఆశ్రయిస్తేనే దుఃఖమనే దరిద్రమును తొలగించవచ్చును. తొలగించుకొనవచ్చును.
Only by taking refuge in such Supreme Lord, the Supreme Atman, one can
Get
get rid of sorrows and poverty.
కాబట్టి ఆనందమనే ఐశ్వర్యమును పొందవచ్చును.
One can attain the wealth of bliss.
గమ్యమును చేరవచ్చును.
One can reach the goal.
That is it's pretty simple.
Chiurante.
When a person does any action with the desire to enjoy the fruit of that action, then he becomes karma bandhana. Whereas a person who does action without any desire for the fruits of action, then he becomes karma yogi, he becomes. Because he is bound by karma, this cycle of, he is caught in that cycle of birth and death. Isn't it?
Yes.
If it's okay with
I
you.
don't know why they put the word love and hate, but
Raga Dvesha.
with love and hate put together.
Raga Dvesha is that.
It's sometimes certain words.
Likes and dislikes would be.
That is better, Auntie.
That line that says, if you want liberation, one should not seek it from the world. So it says, E mokshamu kavalante.
Prakrutini ashrayichadu.
One should not take refuge in the world. That's what it's. Ashraya means to seek help or take refuge.
Okay. So that means even like if we like even just basic things too, like sometimes we, in terms of taking refuge from the world, like we satisfy our hunger, we have shelter.
See, everything, yeah, it is true, I think sometimes we think only for spiritual benefit, but even for worldly existence, God is a refuge. See, just going to Parthi, you're talking. See, I'm driving with Nakulan to the hospital, to the ER, and we are just sitting and waiting for a doctor to show up. I don't have any fear of driving with him from here to the hospital. Because we think if something happened, I will stop and call 911 or something, something like that. But, we don't have that kind of faith in God. We think, don't trouble God, we can say whatever it is, but it's all about faith. Faith that, he also can, is the 911 to him will work. our faith in that is very, very lacking actually. So we can ask, isn't it practical or is it not practical? This is a standard question, isn't it? They will say, be practical. What is practical? God will not come to your help. I think that's human nature. I think, it's for us to say. I was listening to this Swami saying, if the person is themselves is suffering, how can they help you?
Hmm.
If the doctor is also ill, how can the doctor treat you? Of course, they can say, they have knowledge, which they have done. But ultimately, give me a minute. Right. Nakulan says, hello to everyone.
Hi. Hi, Ram Nakulan.
Hi.
For your hand, sure.
Huh?
Ask
Hi.
them, you are planning to go to India?
I'm planning on it soon.
You're going to India?
I am, yeah,
Where are you going? Where are you going?
on 17th.
Where are you going?
Are we,
What place are you going to, Nakulan?
What?
India,
You're going to Parthi?
in India on 17th.
Yeah, India. And then
India, where are you going in India?
Where are we leaving?
Where are you going to in India? Where will you go?
Don't know where.
You don't know where?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
no, you're going to see Swami. Are you not going to see Swami there?
Join, yeah.
Yeah, Baba.
Yeah.
You want to see Baba, no?
Yeah.
You're going to Puttaparthi. You're going to
Sai Baba.
Yes. Puttaparthi in India.
Yes, good.
India.
In India. Wow.
Are you happy to go, Nakulan?
I am.
Okay, can I put for 50 seconds and then you okay? See, he's in good spirits. Generally, he doesn't like to go anywhere.
Ah, yeah. He's enthusiastic about it.
For some reason, some I think happy memories or whatever, he's looking forward to.
Mm, yeah.
So I said, it's okay. We will go. Till today, actually, I was thinking whether, things are okay, but I see him pretty upbeat and high-spirited, even though his hand is not in the best situation.
Is it paining? Does it
I
pain?
think when he bends, it pains, it looks like.
Otherwise he can keep like that straight.
I took him, Madura, Madura, no? Madura Shiva, Sri Shiva.
Hmm.
I took him for massage, Ayurvedic massage. She does what are this Marni massage. There are various points in the body.
Yeah.
They're supposed to trigger healing.
Oh.
Yeah, Marma points, the people, acupressure points or whatever.
Acupressure points.
They are different, they are supposed to connect to different parts of the body. And so I took him for last week and he looked forward to going today also. And he is willing to go every week. So I said, fine. It's a bit painful, some of the points which he presses and all that.
Oh.
But I think he feels much better. You can see how high-spirited he is. But last week he was not very, I was a bit concerned, whether I'm dragging him when he doesn't want to. So I asked him and he says, I'm fine. I will go. So I said, fine. So going back to, our faith, Swami, there are situations like this. I'm always reminded of the discourse which Swami gave to the age students. What is the point in coming to Puttaparthi and staying home, things sick? You might as well die while singing bhajans. People say, how can Swami be so?
Yeah. For Swami, death and birth, it doesn't matter to him. But for ordinary people like us,
I know. Actually, it shouldn't matter.
It should not matter to us.
It should not matter. I think that's
having been with Swami for so many years, and studying the literature what Swami has given. So I think we should not feel anyway.
Should not matter at all.
Yeah.
As long as we
When-
don't cause suffering to people, we should be fine. Yes, Kalyani?
Like this whole not taking refuge in Prakriti, it's so like I find it's like a line, everyone has to draw a line somewhere, right? Because if you could really just sit in meditation and not even seek food or shelter, that's one extreme, right?
If you are praying to Swami, food will come. If you don't do any work and if you're 100% focused on him, food
Mm.
will definitely come.
but Arun,
Mm.
I say that it's okay. Moderation in anything is good. Moderation, we are all living in a society, we are all in a state, where we have not yet reached that samadhi state. We are still here. So as it arises, we can have food and shelter, everything is necessary for us. But beyond that, we should not desire. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I understand, Auntie, but the thing is, where do you draw the line is the question.
And yeah, it depends on a person.
Yeah.
It's independent view of a person. If you are really a seeker, if you are really interested in getting liberation, so gradually and slowly, he will reduce his bonds.
See, I think, Kalyani, the question is, the word ashrayinchu is the most important one. Okay. If I go to any doctor, it can be anyone, we should have the faith that it's the God who will work through them. Okay. I think that's much more important. The thing is, if we think this doctor is going to help us, then I think the problem starts. Okay. We should have the faith that whatever is the best will happen. Because this was something which I learned in 2010. That was the last lesson which Swami taught me. Because I don't, maybe I have told about this before also, about, the doctor who I met, that, it was like a slap on my face by Swami, saying that, Auntie, you know the story, You know the story. I mentioned, I've talked about it here, I think. I don't know, Auntie is thinking.
Yeah,
Do you remember, Auntie?
If I
So
remember.
in 2010, in between the year 2008 to 2007 onward, Sadhu was, every day he will scream from morning till night. Morning till night he will scream. And the whole home was in very bad shape because everyone was affected. And we didn't know, everything will bother him. He will take things and throw. Computers will, he'll throw everything if you try to give it to. So he was so uncontrollable. So we tried everything possible. We have taken to child psychologists, developmental physicians, you name it, but no one could help with anything. They would say you give sedative, that's the standard thing, just which I thought maybe it's for our own benefit we will do that, but maybe it will not help the child. That was my belief. So I was troubled by that. In 2010, when Swami called the students to come, so my Usha, my wife, said, "You go and come. We'll manage." So I spent 2.5 days in Puttaparthi, 2.5, 3 days in Puttaparthi, going in 3 days, coming back. So that was the plan. So I went, and on the January 1st, I was suddenly I felt depressed. For example, why I got depressed was, I thought, Swami, I came here and, I enjoyed your, darshan, everything. Just couple of experiences that time. So I thought, I will come, I will always cherish this. And I said, I thought when I go home, I will be able to share with the others, As soon as the thought came, I realized I will never be able to share this with my children. I will
Oh.
never be able to even share about Swami with the children. This actually just affected me so much, and that I became a bit depressed. I couldn't free myself, and I was saying, Swami, you can show some, you can show some results. You can show me a doctor, who can deal with this. These were my thoughts, and I went, and I was not even willing to go for darshan on January 1st. I went and I lay down. My brother was going. Yeah, elder brother. Yeah, I told him I'm not feeling well. You go ahead, and I lay down on the bed for the whole day. And then somebody was looking for me because Swami had apparently agreed to come and talk to the students. But Swami didn't give any talk, but Swami came to Purnachandra Auditorium. So everyone was trying to find out different people who can do different things. I think somebody must have decided they will give me some opportunity to do something. And I didn't know what it was. They were looking for me, and I was sleeping in the room. Somebody came to the room and told, why are you not coming? Swami is coming, and we want you to come. We want you to do something. I said, okay, I will see if I can come. And that fellow got angry with me, and he scolded me. He said, this is an opportunity many people crave for. I have come all the way to ask you to come, and you are making a big fuss. And he scolded me, and we left. So then because I just didn't feel up to anything. So I got ready and left for the mandir. It was Purnachandra Auditorium, and somebody came and said, "Look here, hey, I have I've come to tell you that you will be one of the people who will be welcoming Swami with a flower when he enters the Purnachandra Auditorium. You will offer a flower to Swami." And I told him, "You find somebody else," and that fellow was shocked. Because I thought, I am not in a state of mind to even welcome Swami. Why should I, do this? That was my thought. I went and sat somewhere, but that fellow came, pulled me up, and brought me to where Swami will enter, and made me sit there. Then somebody else came, auntie, and spoke, brought 2 flower bunches and gave one bunch to me, and I took the other one. I took one because he had already prepared 2 bunches, one for him and one for me. I just picked it, I took one from him, and I sat down. I was not talking to him. Then he sat next to me and asked me, "Who are you, brother? What's your name?" He introduced himself. And then he asked me, "Where are you from?" I told him, "I'm from Canada." Then, I was not talking, so I asked him, "Where are you from?" He said, "UK." Then he asked me, what do you do?" I said, "I work for a bank." Then I asked him, "What do you do?" He said, "I'm a doctor."
Oh.
So he asked me, "What's my specialty?" So I asked him, "What is your specialty?" He said, "I am a child psychologist."
Oh.
I said, "What area do you work on?" He said, "I work with developmentally challenged children, autistic children. My boss is an expert, world expert in autism. And all kinds of challenges of autistic children we deal with." It just sent me, suddenly something shook me. I've tried everywhere in Canada. I went to India. There were 1,000 students that time, more than 1,000 students. Of 1,000 students, 2 of us have to be picked up, and I have to sit there, and this fellow has to come down.
Yeah. What a coincidence.
So I spoke to him, and he said, I think the challenge is he must be having some issue with some form of depression, actually. The best way to treat this is serotonin.
Oh.
Okay, he said serotonin. And then he said, if you come to UK, maybe I can do something. I said, that will be a challenge for me to go home and then bring him and come. We'll see. But then as I sat there, I right away, my mental state changed.
Spirits.
Then as I was sitting there, very happy that there was a doctor who I was able to find and talk. Then Swami came, and I smiled and gave the flower. That was my last darshan at close quarters. I was able to take Swami's Pada Namaskaram, but he looked through me. He didn't look at me. He just looked through me. And then the wheelchair passed. But as it passed, then it was when you looked through me, I felt Swami is asking, why are you asking for a doctor? Why can't you ask me?
Ah,
So, but you asked for a doctor, I can bring a doctor from around the world and you can meet. But what they cannot do, they cannot do. Why are you taking Ashray from a doctor? So that was a big, it was as if Swami was slapping. See, when you ask the Lord for some help, you should ask the right question, right help. It's like, people say, Swami, I want $1 million. So I will be safe and secure. God may laugh. Why I have to give you have more faith in the dollar than me?
mm,
So this was so ever since then, I felt if you had to go to a doctor, go to the doctor. But ultimately, it is Swami who can do anything. Even the doctor will not be able to do things which he cannot do. Only it is in the hands. So the real refuge is the Lord. But in the world, we can do whatever basic things we have to do. I think the drawing the line is if I have to get up in the morning, I will do and go about things. But I should not become desperate and think that somebody will help.
so you gave that medicine serotonin for him?
So I came back and I was asking people, no one could find serotonin.
Oh,
It's a drug for me. And I went, how can I go to the doctor and say, prescribe? I didn't know what form it was available and also. But I didn't even talk to this boy afterwards.
mm,
After that, I said, Sairam, brother, and we exchanged information, but I didn't even have the motivation to call and talk to him.
okay.
But then what happened? Another day, there was my father-in-law was sitting in the veranda, and somebody came and sat next to him. This was
Mm,
after what had happened to me.
mm,
And this person is Canadian. And
mm,
my father didn't know because that person was talking to somebody and said, I'm from Canada. So my father-in-law started talking to him and realized this person who is not a devotee, he comes to do some seva in Bangalore, homeopathy doctor. He goes and works as volunteer for a few months in Bangalore, apparently, in a homeopathic hospital.
mm,
But some colleague had told, I'm going to Perth, you come with me. And the colleague is a VIP, so he sits in the veranda. So this person came along, so he got him to sit in the veranda.
mm.
This person, that was the only time he came to Parthi, that was the only time he sat there. He sat next to my father-in-law. So my father-in-law started talking to him and he talked about his grandchildren. And that person told, oh, I see this as issues. You can give him serotonin in homeopathy dose. This dose is
Oh,
best. So my father-in-law wrote to me and I ordered it online. And I had given him, I gave. Because twice this came to me. And this again from Parthi. So I gave, and after about 6-7 months, he calmed down.
okay.
He calmed down. But the thing is, because first time when that came, I said, Swami, I will leave it to you now. But then he made it possible for me to do something. So you have to draw the line somewhere. But we have to just do what we have to do. But
Yeah.
have firm faith that the Lord is the one who is doing ultimately. So I think it's a very fine
Fine line between.
line.
Because I think
And each person has to draw the line according to their own, where they are. As Auntie said, each of us are in different spots.
Yeah,
because like I think I always kind of struggle with that because like for example, if my son is having an asthma attack,
Yes.
like it's my duty to give him the medicine almost, right? Like the medicine that's available, that's there.
Yes, yes. Should you give the medicine or not? That's the question you're asking?
Yeah, then are you taking refuge in the medicine if you give him medicine?
No, so the thing is, the body, we get hungry. Who gets hungry? The body gets hungry. So you give the body the medicine which it needs, which is food. So if asthma is there, you give the medicine which becomes available easily within your grasp, you can give. There's nothing wrong with it. But thinking that the medicine will cure the child is slightly misplaced, in the sense it is God who through the medicine can cure.
God cures, but sometimes even though some diseases can be cured,
We can treat.
we can treat them, and then
We can treat, but God cures.
yeah, you have
So
to have,
I understand whether you give a medicine or not, you give the medicine.
you have to.
See, you have been given the knowledge, Kalyani, today, that these are things which you can do. With that knowledge, you do something. But I think we should never become desperate for a certain outcome, is my view. If you become desperate for a certain outcome, Raga Dvesha only, basically, we want a particular outcome, but it has to be done saying this is the right thing to do within the circumstances at this point in time. We leave the rest to the Lord.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I would say. But if you are given two choices to go to doctor, who do you consult? Whoever is much more capable, you consult or you seek help from. I think that's all it is. I'm not saying we should not do anything in the world. We should just keep quiet. But we should do to the extent possible. It's a line. See, one of the theories I have is when we are born with the burden of karma. Okay, that karma will make us suffer in some way or other. We have to put up with it to the extent possible, because that's also part of life.
Purusha Prayatna is also there, Arun.
Prayatna for what is the question? No, the prayatna means
Purusha Prayatna.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, we have to put prayatna is effort, use what you are saying. We can put effort, but with understanding that my prayatna is not going to help.
Yeah.
My prayatna is not going to help. Jayapachayam is in the hands of
in a sense.
So I can do what, see, if somebody prescribes a medicine, I will give, no problem.
That's what I am trying to.
That is okay.
That's our part.
But
whatever
thinking, but is the medicine cure, or the Lord within the medicine will cure, is the thing which we have to ask ourselves. Because this question is going to be there always in our life. This question, where do we draw the line? What do we do? These are questions everyone asks, and I think all devotees also have asked in the past.
Yeah. When we give the medicine, Vaidyo Narayano Harihi. That's all. We remember the Lord and give that medicine to the child or anybody.
Like people like Ramakrishna, people like Ramana, Sri Ramana, they have all lived and shown how do you live with disease. Because these are names which Swami has taken as devotees. They did not give each, see, sometimes I get up in the morning and do I do the prayer as if it is medicine? So for example, if I miss a antibiotic dose, I missed it. And we have to take, and the doctors will say, you should have made sure that you take the antibiotic. But do I have the same degree of urgency with prayer? Is something which we have to ask, I think. So sometimes we think, okay, today I don't pray, it's okay. Kalyani asked, should we have a session? I said we should have a session, a short session, because I think it's puts certain discipline also,
Yes.
Because anything else I do is not as important as just reading a few words of Swami.
Correct, correct.
So
I also was feeling, oh my goodness, how can this Wednesday also will go without our Swami?
yeah,
Please. And you will be away, all of you will be away. Another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, will not have anything. So just a little bit concerned about all these things. And then I decided, okay, I will read myself. Whatever is to be read, I will read it myself.
yeah, but even there was a devotee called Kutumba Rao. He was having cancer. Okay, he has throat cancer.
Mm.
He was in charge of Parthi, actually. He was running Parthi. So he used to go and consult a doctor whenever he was free. And I think once he was referred to some specialist. And Swami had called him and told Kutumparao, can you do this for me today or something like that? So Swami, he had told Swami, I think he was in very badly in pain.
Mm.
He said, Swami, I have to see a doctor today. Swami asked, what's wrong? Then he said, Swami, I have cancer. Then Swami had told him, why didn't you ask me?
Mm.
And then he kept quiet. The reason he didn't ask Swami was because I think the problem was until Swami asked him, he didn't want to ask.
Oh,
Because he was meeting Swami on his official capacity every day.
yeah.
He never wanted to ask anything personal at that time. That was the discipline they had. So anyway, he suffered and passed away. He also was treated, but he passed away. What I'm saying, sir, Swami asked, why didn't you ask me? I think that question is a very powerful one.
Mm.
You should have told me at least, no? Why are you are here and why didn't you even confide in me? Something like that.
But his intention was good. His intention was good.
His
Not
intention was good, but I think the question was, then why did you go and ask the doctor?
yeah.
See, you went to ask the doctor, no?
Mm.
Why couldn't you ask me? See, it's not Swami have to go and take the treatment, but Swami took, I think, the question he asked, I think, would have driven home to Kutumbara also. He was a great devotee.
Of course,
He
Kutumbaram.
didn't want to trouble Swami. Yes. And he thought his personal problems he should not confide in Swami, which is fine. But the thing is, you thought somebody is going to help you. The way Swami asked, I think the question is very, very, very powerful statement. The question is, don't ask anyone except me. Ask me first if you want to ask. I think that's what it's coming through very clearly. First, talk to him, and then everything else whatever happens will happen. Whatever is best will happen.
Yeah.
The devotee should always say, the Lord is making all things which are happening to me the best. Swami has himself told this, there was one, I think all of us know about the minister who said everything is for good.
Oh, yeah. Anta mana manchi korake.
Uh,
Anta mana manchi korake.
and he got caught, his finger got cut.
He said, Anta manchi korake.
And also he said, Manchi Korake. Then he sort of, he was saved from, being.
Because he was about to be taken for Narabali.
So.
Ali, and then because when they saw.
Then when he was left, he said, no, that also is okay. Then the king imprisoned him. That time also he said, it's good for me. So, you see, ultimately, I think it is a test. It's not a test. It is, this message is more important. That's all I would say. We have to do what we have to do. But If you're praying to Swami, you can drop everything else. But we don't do that. I don't myself do that.
Your faith will be re-established. It becomes firm.
Yes.
when-
Whatever happens or doesn't happen, it has to be established.
My question is to you, Arun.
Mhm.
It's okay, you're taking Nakulan and Sadhu, everybody, and then hopefully they will all be okay. But the others who see you struggling with these two, they might feel something bad and they might say something. But at that time, remember that you are not going to be agitated. You are not going to be agitated by any.
Because of this kind of attitude, my wife once told me, you are in denial that your children have autism. Because she wanted to try everything under the sun to cure them.
Mm.
I said, we can try a few things, but don't become desperate. It's okay if they have to go through life in this manner, it's okay. If you think it is my duty to cure them, I don't think so. That was my. Then she said, you are in denial that your children are handicapped.
You know why I am saying this? I had my experience. My son had a whooping cough.
Okay.
Whooping cough,
Yes.
Oh, it will go like that. And then
Yes, I know.
coughing. And I was taking him to Delhi for checkup. And then, in the bus stand, in this thing, in the hospital, wherever I went, somebody will come and say, oh, you give him water. Somebody will, you give this one.
I know.
So people come and then, trouble. At that time, you don't feel like listening to anyone. You don't feel, already the child is suffering and you are worried. And over and above these people coming and then, oh, give him water, it will stop. Give him this one, it will stop. And then ask.
Auntie, my life is full of that.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
In terms of advice, in terms of how to bring up children, how to train children,
okay,
what medicine to give. From 25 years, I have faced.
You're a matured person.
I will just smile and listen. What else to do? But I strongly believe that we are all born for a higher purpose. And we have to go through certain things, unavoidable. We just go through to the and make it bearable for everyone. So my treatment, if I go to a doctor, I would make it bearable. If you are in pain, solve it. If you are, if something normal life is not possible, and if you can do something, just do it. The rest, will happen by His grace. I know it is. As prayatnam, what is Purusha prayatnam is the question. So I don't know, Kalyani, I know it's a problem as a doctor for you.
He's a doctor, that's why it is. Next paragraph, Arun, one line I did not understand.
See, it's one thing I will tell. Kalyani, your child is born to you who has certain kind of knowledge. So you can provide help you have, me have, that's enough. But whatever treatment you give, whether it will help him or not, maybe it will make him comfortable. Whether it will cure, we don't know. That is only in the hands of God. You can make it bearable. I think that's what you will do for asthma attacks. I have been an asthmatic in Parthi for all. Can you believe? I was never asthmatic. I lived in Parthi for 7 years. I was severely asthmatic. I'm outside of Parthi. I'm okay. Because there, you don't know the amount of suffering which I went through. 7 years was just struggle. Every day I will be wheezing. Every day.
Oh.
Yes, but you would wonder, you went to Sai Baba and you were suffering. You know what I called it? When you go to near Sai Baba, he will accelerate your karma. He will accelerate the burning of your karma. That is his ultimate grace.
Yeah.
So I think, so that's what yes, Auntie, sorry.
No. Kalyani, is he wheezing a lot?
No. I was just giving that as an example. He's okay. He's
okay, that's what. Don't worry. Okay, let us go to the second paragraph.
Okay, and next paragraph, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to ask. Kalini, can you read in English one?
Oh, the next paragraph in English.
Mm.
Mhm.
This consummation
Where,
is this
wherein,
consummation is reached and
oh,
Atmic awareness is one through it.
it's one. This consummation is reached and Atmic awareness is won through the grace of Brahman. Wherein is the Atma to be sought? Where does the Atma reside? How can one know the Atma? Adoring the apparently consciousnessless things as manifestations of the sovereign consciousness or Atma helps the process. The Atma principle can be genuinely understood only by seekers who are grounded in the formless, attributeless Brahman. But even the embodiment with form, Saguna, has the Atmic reality in full measure. There are many examples to illustrate this truth. Knowledge of Brahman, Brahmavidya, is another name for understanding and experiencing the Atma as the Brahman, the individual as the universal.
Okay, okay.
Good.
I think we should.
This actually this touches something which we discuss in Gita Gita Vahini also.
Okay.
No, what are we studying?
Satyasai Vahini.
Sorry. Sorry, Satyasai. Yes, auntie.
కనుక ఈ విధమైన స్థితిని పొందుటకు బ్రహ్మ అనుగ్రహం ఆత్మ ప్రాప్తి లభించవలెను.
Therefore, to achieve this kind of state, the grace of Brahman, God, and the attainment of the Atman have to be earned.
Yeah. ఈ ఆత్మ ఎక్కడున్నది?
This Atma, where is it?
దానిని తెలుసుకొను విధానమేమి?
What is the process by which you will know it?
అని చింతించిన
If you think so,
అచేతన వస్తువునందు భక్తి కలిగి ఉండినప్పుడే
when you have devotion on things which are without Chaitanya,
అట్టి నిష్ట మోక్ష కారణము కాగలదు.
that kind of establishment will not be a cause for liberation.
இல்ல இந்த லைன் பாருங்க. అచేతన వస్తువునందు భక్తి కలిగి ఉండినప్పుడే అట్టి నిష్ట మోక్ష కారణము కాగలదు. It cannot.
Yes. It cannot be.
It cannot be.
So, but Swami is saying, when our devotion is on this jada, this world, that kind of a state will never give us liberation.
Yeah. I took it in a very different way. That is why I got confused. సగుణ బ్రహ్మపై ఆధారపడిన వానికే
The person, only the Brahman which is with Saguna,
with form.
one who takes support from the Saguna Brahma, form the one with gunas, attributes.
ఆత్మతత్వము అర్థము కాగలదు.
Atma principle cannot be known.
సగుణ బ్రహ్మపై ఆధారపడిన వానికి ఆత్మతత్వము అర్థము కాగలదు.
So, for a person who takes the support of only the Saguna, the attributeful Brahman, the Atma principle will not be understood.
అట్టి ఆత్మ సగుణ సాకారమునందును కూడాను కలదను దృష్టాంతములన్నయో ఉన్నవి. ఇంక కాగలదు we are taking it in an
I see.
కాగలదు.
It's possible, huh?
It's possible అని சொல்லணும். That's what I was wondering at the sentence also. Previous sentence also says అచేతన వస్తువునందు భక్తి కలిగి ఉండినప్పుడే.
So kajaladu is opposite. Kagaladu.
కాగలదున్న is it positive? కాగలదున్న అది ఇంగ్లీష్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఎన్నాச்சு?
I know Atma principle can be genuine, and in the Achetana Vastu, adoring the apparently consciousness things as manifestation of the sovereign consciousness of Atma helps the process.
Helps the process. Adi correct. Appo adikku previous sentence. Achetana vastuvanandu bhakti.
அதுக்கு தான் சொல்லியிருக்கா consciousless things as manifestations of manifestations of sovereign consciousness. அப்படின்னு சுவாமி எழுதல.
ಅಟ್ಟಿ ನಿಷ್ಠ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಕಾರಣಮೋ ಕಾಗಲದು. ಇಟ್ ಕೆನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು இல்லையா ಕಾಗಲದು. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ அப்படின்னுறதா காகலது. இட் கேன். எனக்கு அது கன்ஃபியூஸ் இருக்கல ஆன்சர்.
ஆமா இப்போ
எனக்கு புரியல. That's why I want to clarify it. காகலது it can happen அப்படின்னா காகலது. காகலதுன்னா
கலதுன்னா it's possible. அது புரிஞ்சல.
காகலது it can happen.
கலது
காகலதுன்னு எழுதுங்க நீங்க.
கலது
இருக்கு. கலதுன்னா இருக்கு.
Is it gala, Auntie? How does it works? Kagaladu means possible.
Possible.
ஆனா பட் அச்சேத்தன வஸ்துன்னு வந்து பக்தி கலிகி
எனக்கு అచేతన వస్తువునందు భక్తి కలిగి ఉండినప్పుడే అట్టి నిష్ట మోక్ష కారణము. అది எப்படி మోక్ష కారణం ஆயிடுறது?
That's why I'm wondering.
నెక్స్ట్ సెంటెన్స్. సగుణ బ్రహ్మపై ఆధారపడిన వానికి ఆత్మతత్వము అర్థము కాగలదు. Because you know what they say is Saguna Brahma is also a first step for attaining moksha.
Yeah, which I understand. You know, adu sari. Kagaladu.
Akaramandru kudano kaladani drishtantamalenniyo unnavi. Appo achetana vastuvanandu bhakti kaligi undinappude.
Yes, Auntie, I will just check. Second. Ama kagaladu is yes.
Possible adu kagaladu. How is it possible that achetana vastuvanandu bhakti? How can it be moksha karanam?
I understand. That's why I give the other meaning.
Is it referring to, I mean, in the English translation, it makes it seem like idol worship, that kind of thing. Like seeing God in a stone, that kind.
ಅದಲ್ಲ ನಿಷ್ಠ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಲದು ನಿರ್ಕ. Is it if you see God in that achetana vastu?
Yeah, in the English, it's saying it helps the process.
Oh, maybe that we have to take it that way. Recognizing the divinity in an achetana vastu, it can become moksha karanamu.
And otherwise we take it as bhakti means achetana vastuvanandu. Even in a inanimate thing, if there is bhakti,
okay,
if you have devotion,
so
then that kind of establishment can become the cause for moksha.
We can take it this way also, Arun. Achetana vastuna in the idol, say
I think so.
Yeah, idol worship also can be the reason for liberation. That
Yes.
we have to take like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Achetana vastuvandu bhakti. We have devotion in
Devotion. Yeah.
Devotion in idol.
Yeah. I think the word bhakti is the important word.
Yeah.
Because I think that is why the translation manifestation of the sovereign consciousness. We see manifestation of the sovereign consciousness in consciousness-less things.
Okay, consciousness things is a stone.
Yes.
Take for example a stone, conscious-less thing.
Yes, in a stone, if you see the manifestation of the sovereign consciousness,
if you can say it,
which is what he's translating bhakti as seeing the manifestation of the sovereign consciousness.
அது அவர் ஏனோ ரொம்ப இது சுத்தி ஒழிச்சு
So அவர் என்ன சொல்றாருன்னா, you should see the divinity in the
இந்த ஸ்டோன்
the-
ஆல்சோ, இந்த அச்சேதன வஸ்து ஆல்சோ
Chetana Vastu that can help you.
help you to, that's the step. Then the second line, of course, we can understand. సగుణ బ్రహ్మపై ఆధారపడిన వానికి ఆత్మతత్వము అర్థము కాలదు. He will be able to understand. So
Yes.
ఆత్మతత్వ
Atma-tattva.
సగుణ బ్రహ్మ రూప.
Oh, Atti Atma Saguna Sakaramunand.
కూడా కలదని దృష్టాంతములన్నీ ఉన్నాయి.
So there are many
illustrations, many examples.
Sorry, for the Saguna Brahman line, is it saying for one who takes the support of only the Saguna Brahman, the Atma Tattva will be understood?
Adharana Padina Vanike means only for a person who has taken the Saguna Brahma.
Adhar, he has taken refuge in that, or he has taken.
நான் அந்த காஜாலது மாதிரி மீனிங்
காகலது இது
காஜாலது not காஜாலது sorry.
Okay. எனக்கு அச்சேதன வஸ்துல இருந்து எப்படி how can it be the cause for moksha அப்படினு எனக்கு வந்து that is.
Yeah, because you remember in Sutra Vahini Swami says Saguna Sakara is the ultimate also. Yeah, we discussed that.
Yeah, we discussed it.
Swami says Saguna Sakara is ultimate.
Because Saguna Sakara is also a form of Nirguna Akara.
Yes.
It comes from Nirguna. So both Saguna and Nirguna can be together. We can make a. Next line, of course, it is saying correctly.
Yeah.
Atma Saguna Sakaramanandanu Kuda Kaladani Drushtamantarenu. There are many illustrations where you find that Saguna Sakara Atma Guna is there. Atma is there. Atma Padarthame Brahma Padarthamani Anubhava Purvakanga Telisikonutaye Brahma Vidya. The last sentence.
Atma Padarthame.
Sorry, the previous sentence
the,
also.
Pardon?
Can you do the previous sentence also? There are many examples.
Yeah, that
Drishtantamulu means there are many, illustrations or examples which exist, which prove that Atma is present
in
or attainable, or it's present, or it's Atma is present in the form, the thing which form and
with attribute. Saguna Sakara. Both.
And Kudanu, even in the Saguna Sakara, the attributeful and formful form of Atman has the
Atma
it is present. This Atman is present.
In such there are many examples we can give. Unnavi. Atma Padarthame Brahma Padarthamani Anubhava Purvakanga Telisikonutaye Brahma Vidya.
So to understand experientially that Atma is the same as Brahman is Brahma Vidya.
Yeah.
See, I was reading this. See, one of the things we are so, the Atma is generally forgotten by us. Swami would say the disease can be in multiple stages. There is at the physical level, there's a disease. At the mental level, there is a disease. At Atmic level also, there is a disease. But we neglect the Atma disease completely because we don't think that we are the Atma. So in spirituality, the Atma disease takes the central stage. Then comes the mental and the physical also. So
here what Swami is saying is the Atma and Paramatma are same. Atma is Brahman is same. So Atma here is individual Atma. Does it mean that Atma, which is Pratyagatman or
Pratyagatman, I think Swami thinks
Pratyagatman and Brahman. Are-
Brahman are the same.
are same. That
Understanding that experientially.
experientially. Atma Brahmaikya Vada. Atma Brahmaika Vakyam. That's Mahavakyam means all the Mahavakyas are saying the same. Atma Brahma are same.
The disease of the Atman, are you referring to like the Bhava Roga, that kind of thing?
Yes. Adi Vyadi.
Atma Roga can be,
Ahankara. Mamakara.
Mamakara, Ahankara.
These are the two diseases of, this is the delusion, which is called the Adi Roga, Adi Vyadi.
And
Adi
one more thing can be added, that not to realize that we are the real.
Yes, we are
Divine.
the Atma. Yeah. See the whole existence, we are born for that only. Every day we are alive only for that. But we pass the day without working on it. Then what happens? A life is also wasted. An opportunity wasted. Then we come back again.
It's
Uh,
that Agnana, that Avidya, that we are not.
so, yeah, so then the question is, what about children? They are not working on it. But I think, see, one of the things which I feel is we have to tell ourselves also that faith in God it trumps everything else. It should trump everything else. If we are not be able to live that, actually we defeat our own purpose of studying what Swami has taught. But our understanding and faith in sadhana as a tool for cure, if at all. I think that the problem with sadhana as a cure for physical ailments or mental ailments is we don't realize that sadhana is only going to help us the ultimate atmic disease. But for us to help the atmic disease, if physical disease has to be cured, that will also help. It's only a byproduct of that, not necessarily main thing. So if you totally have faith in that, it's worth. Even if you live for 1 minute, it's good enough. If you live for 1 day, it's good. I think that we should never neglect as an important. But it's abhyasa. It's again and again practice. That's all I would say.
This sutra started with the word Gaunaschet, na Atma Shabdat. And
Secondary objects. Yeah.
Ikshati Shabdam, Gaunamaga Teliyabadanu. Sir, Swami Dayanand, what is his name? Swami Shivananda writes. Can I read this?
Yes, Auntie, yes.
Now the Sankhyas come with a new objection. He says that the word Atman may be applied to the Pradhana. That's Achetana Vastu. Although it is non-intelligent, an account of its being figuratively used in the sense of that which serves all purposes of another. As for example, a king used the word self when a king, when he speaks about himself, he doesn't say, I am the king. He will say self. He used the word self to some servant who carries out his wishes. Govinda is my other self. Similarly, it applies to Pradhana also, because the Pradhana works for the enjoyment and the final salvation
Atman.
of the soul and serves the soul just in the same manner as the minister serves his king. Or else, the word Atman may refer to non-intelligent things also. So, as well as to intelligent beings. For instance, in expressions like Bhutatma, Indriyatma, and Jyotishthoma, as well as, therefore, the word self can be used with reference to Pradhana. So these Sankhya's have been arguing with the, saying that Pradhana is intelligent, though non-intelligent, it can be used for self. That's what he was saying, trying to say.
Which is, to some extent, Swami is saying, that's also possible. It's, in this case, Swami is talking about Achetana Vastu. Even in Achetana Vastu, if there is bhakti, that can help moksha.
Maybe when he is referring to Achetana Vastu, is it Pradhana? Can it be Pradhana?
Pradhana, I think Pradhana. Because that's why Swami has said that. But Swami, he says it is possible. It can become a cause for moksha. Which is the statement which you are asking, no?
Yeah. Now this is also the same thing. Pradhana also can be used as a...
It is because of what we were saying, Tatastha Lakshana, because of Tatastha Lakshana, certain things which point towards the Lord can help.
Pointer.
They're pointers. They can help as long as they point you to the source.
Yeah.
Which is bhakti.
We cannot jump to the Nirguna Nirakara Swarupa of the Lord. We have to go through Saguna Sakara Brahman, the first step, and then slowly we can reach that. If at all, if we can reach that stage of Nirguna Nirakara.
See, auntie, this Galadu is Kaladu or Galadu?
Telangula enna irundna ka kaladu solamata. Ka galadu.
Ka galadu. Adu kaladu da umme alla.
Kaladu is the correct Telugu word. But when it combines with ka, it becomes ka galadu.
See. Because I put color.
Kaladu enna irukku artham. It exists.
It exists, but I'm not getting the meaning. Kala is showing up.
Kaladu.
Possessed of. It possesses. A dream, art, small, faithing. Existing, true, actual. Possessing, having. Kalugu, adalendi varudilla.
Kalugutundi. Bhakti kalugutundi.
So it's okay.
Yeah, kalugu. Kalugu becomes
Kaladu. Same root.
Same meaning now.
Kagaladu. That's Sandhi.
Sandhi ardhinge.
First ka becomes ga.
Ga. Second ka becomes ga.
In Sanskrit also, tat becomes tad.
Tad
yeah. Ka can become ga.
Ga.
Cha can become ja, yeah.
Swami then talks about the three avasthas which we go through. The Sapna Avastha, Jagrata Avastha, Sapna Avastha, and then Sushupti, and then he goes to Turiya. about these things. We read it in Sandeha Nivarani, I think, about all this Sagrada.
So the 19, the numbers and all also we
Numbers,
discussed.
Sankhya. It gives,
Yeah, yes, yes. I remember we had a lot of discussion on that.
oh, yeah. I think we read it in Sandeha Nivarani.
Yeah, yes, something.
Yeah, Prashnottara Vahini. Prashnottara Vahini. Isn't it? Kalyani, in Prashnottara Vahini we had
About the different,
Jagrada Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Jagrada Avastha, Swapna Avastha.
How many? Yeah, in 24 is present in one, then the other one has few things are missing.
Yeah.
like the different parts of the gross body, the subtle body, and the,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You know, we remember. Yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Swami is going to same thing he is going to.
Same. Yeah, yeah. Again, you know, which avastha we exist in, you know.
Including Avastha. Our Avastha is different. Worrying Avastha.
Yeah, avastha is also is considered suffering also is avastha.
oh,
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Avastha,
Sort of it is that
Gauna,
kind of meaning is given.
Gauna Shabda.
Satyana avastha.
Avastha patte nanu, romba avastha patte.
Suffer if I suffered a lot.
Hmm.
You know, so the avastha mean has that meaning also. In Tamil, they will say, people who don't want to use Sanskrit words, they will say, "Ore avastha, avastha irukku," they will say.
Avadi.
Avadi, avadiya, avadi, something like that.
Avadi.
Ore avadi, yes, exactly. Auntie, though in from Karnataka, auntie is very good in Tamil.
Okay.
Kunjaran is joining us.
Joining now.
Sorry, I'm late.
Sorry.
We are
Sorry.
closing down, Kunjaran.
You're closing.
Closing down? Oh no, what am I gonna do for the next few weeks?
So we have to.
We'll not be meeting again.
Okay. When are you guys planning on meeting again?
No, we have not closed it. We are just joining.
Oh, okay.
We are joined, we will discuss. Maybe you can read and we will discuss.
Aruna has written that till 18th of January, no more sessions.
Because, you know, many people are. She talked to me. When I said in January, then she said, brother, Shankranti, after Shankranti we'll start.
Okay, that's what she has written.
That's what she said. Tayila start pannu அப்படின்னு சொல்லி. I said, okay. Because I think many of them are coming a little late, auntie. I think she herself is coming on the 11th or 12th, something like that.
I think so.
No, not only her, I think there's 8 people are coming.
Okay.
They are all like Sister Anandi, Sister, you know, so they are all, they don't want to miss, I think. I think that's why they
That's
postponed.
why she said it's okay.
So it's a small vacation for me also. So
Yeah, of course, you should also have some vacation.
So I thought, I said okay. Because she was hesitatingly asking me, I said.
Yeah.
She was worried I may snap. But I said it's okay. Because I've told her, don't waste, we should not waste time. So no, whenever they want to break for a session, I will say no, we will have. Because we know that we will be alive the next day?
Yeah, that's correct.
We should not use the opportunity. That's what I was telling her. But this time she sort of convinced me, so I said it's okay.
That's why in Muslim religion they say inshallah. God willing.
God willing, yes.
God willing.
Because we don't know whether, you know, what
Whether
will
we are
be
living.
tomorrow. Tomorrow, what the situation, we don't know. We should be open to anything. So I think we should not waste the opportunity. So Kujaran, we were discussing about not taking refuge in the world.
Oh, okay.
It will never help. We have
Yeah.
to take refuge in Atma. That is the topic which we are discussing.
Well, we only take refuge in the world because that's what we feel is reality.
Yeah, same thing, always.
Yeah.
Because when the gross world, gross seems to be the most important.
Mhm.
Because all the senses can access to the other outside objects, you know. That's why
They think it's real.
it's real. We think that all these things are real.
Vishwam
Anityam, anityam, anityam.
Darpanamana Nagari or something like that.
Vishwam dar, Vishwam, Vishwam dar, Darpanamana Nagari. Ada. Darpanamana Nagari. Tulya Antarvichanam, Antargatam.
The world is like a city seen in a mirror.
City seen in a mirror. Such a beautiful Dakshinamurti Stotram.
You break the mirror and the city which is real gone.
This is chapter 7 we started?
Yeah, chapter 7 we read. Maybe you can read.
Okay. From the beginning or?
No. We read it from Atmic awareness is the key to liberation.
Oh, all right.
Okay, revision for Kujaran's sake. We will
Okay.
read.
Atmic awareness is the key to liberation. The individual jivi, believing that it is divided from the whole, the universe, is subject to desire and despair, love and hate, grief and joy. The person is attracted by the world, but the person is attracted by the world of name and form. Such a person is characterized as bound, baddha. Hence, the need for liberation is urgent. And to be liberated, the person must give up dependence on and attachment to the creation, prakriti. The blind cannot be saved by the blind. The destitute cannot be helped out by the destitute. How can a person who is destitute and helpless remove the poverty, suffering, and pain of another? The poor must approach the affluent, the wealthy. The blind must seek the guidance of a person who can see. One who is bound and blinded by the dualities of creation has to take refuge in the inexhaustible treasure of compassion, power, and wisdom, namely the divine Atma. Then one can get rid of the destitution of grief, revel in the wealth of spiritual bliss, Ananda, and attain the goal of human existence. This consummation is reached and Atmic awareness is won through the grace of Brahman.
Yeah, we read that also.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can read further also.
Okay. Wherein is the Atma to be sought? Where does the Atma reside? How can one know the Atma? Adoring the apparently consciousnessless things as manifestations of the sovereign consciousness or Atma helps the process. The Atma principle can be genuinely understood only by seekers who are grounded in the formless, attributeless Brahman. But even the embodiment with form, saguna, has the Atmic reality in full measure. There are many examples to illustrate this truth. Knowledge of Brahman, Brahma Vidya, is another name for understanding the experiencing the is another name for understanding and experiencing the Atma as Brahman, the individual as the universal.
That's all we read.
That's all we read.
Okay.
So can you go through the meaning of the sutra again, Gaunaha?
Gaunaschet na Atma Shabdat. Gaunaschet, not Atma Shabdat. Gauna means, you know, secondary. I think we gave the example of that red is running. Red is running in a car, in a...
So it's an allegory, you know, so some sort of an allegory.
Horse race, when we say red is running, means red cannot run by itself. Red horse is running. So its implied meaning is there. We can take it as implied. Gaunas chet. Secondary sentence, it can be taken as implied meaning.
Gaunas chet. Na.
Gaunas chet na atma shabda. Na atma shabda. Gaunas chet na atma shabda irukku parungo.
Yeah.
Gaunas chet na atma shabda. Anga atma shabda irukku word that's most important because
See, both, because Gaunas chet is also fifth vibhakti from Gauna. Atma Shabdat means from Atma Shabda. So what it's saying is not from Gaunas chet.
Gaunas cha, it is from
It's
atma.
only from Atma Shabdat.
Oh,
So
Gauna,
everything,
Gauna.
see, so even if you take Gaunas chet, na, so for example, Achetana substance, if you pray to, if you think you are only worshipping a statue, that cannot give you liberation. But the Atma Shabda within the Gauna can give you liberation. If we can see the Atma within the Gauna, that will give us liberation. I think that's what today's understanding. So the thing is, if you think, people ask the question, will the stone statue give you liberation or bless you with anything? That's the question most people ask. Okay. But a devotee will say, I look at the statue, but I see the divine
Image.
divine in it. That actually helps. Not the statue. The divinity which is present within or which can be seen through, that Gauna can give.
Is it Gaunaha, uncle? Is that's fifth vibhakti?
Gaunas chet. Chet means due to.
Gaunaha is there.
Third
Gaunaha, indirect, secondary, figurative. Chet, if. Chetana, if. Gaunaha, chet, na, atma shabdat.
See, chet. Let me look at chet.
Atma shabdat nelde vibhakti vardange.
But the chet gives the similar type of.
Abdiya, Gaunas chet under there.
That's my understanding.
Illa if chetana if pandra meaning dane vardange.
Auntie?
If. Chet means if. The word chet has got the meaning if.
Chet, if.
If.
Because it's a pratyaya, chet pratyaya.
நீங்க வந்து செக் பண்ணுங்க இதெல்லாம்
செக் பண்ண போறேன், செக் பண்றேன். In Sanskrit. Okay, I will just share. This Sanskrit. The Sanskrit dictionary, chet. Chet means to think, to consider, a fix. Nominal verb from chet.
if irukku. Chet.
To recover consciousness. Chet, if. In Sanskrit language, is related to the word, the Prakrit word.
Che. Prakritic word che. Chet. Adaranda Arabic.
So I'm going to, let me take this chet and try in kosha.
Chet. If. Chet. If. Chet. Chit to is think. To consider. Chit is to consider. Chet when the if.
If, but if, as if.
As if. Yatha. Yatha under the as if.
See, evam chet,
Atha chet. But
atam jivamaha.
if God is
How
everywhere,
do we live?
goes to the temple to play.
Then, you know,
Evam chet katam jivama. If it's like that, why should we live? Avashikam chet shva anayami. I'll bring it.
avashikam chet. If indeed I will come, bring it tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it is necessary.
Avashikam. Avashikam.
Yes.
Chet. If it is necessary. Tam prayatishyate chet. Pakah siddhi. If you try.
See, that's why I was saying it's something like, if pratishyate chet.
If
So
you try,
what I wanted to mention was, if you make effort, if you improve, from that, so if you try, from that you will improve.
If you try, you will improve.
Sorry.
If
so what I was trying to say was, if you take this one, no, if you try, tavam pratishyaseth vardishyase, you will improve, or you will grow, you will prosper. Serdane auntie.
And the Chaitanya word, you have to take it to as it. If you try, Chaitvam prayatyasi.
So that means from that. So what I was here is
Vyadharanam kritam chet pakasi.
Okay.
Chaitanya word.
So that's why I was saying, by doing that, you will do something like that. If you do this, something will happen. So idu pandradala, idu nadakkum. Idu pandradala, it will nadakkum. So it's not the exact meaning of the fifth bhakti. It gives a similar sense. By doing this action, from such an action, you will benefit. You will benefit. From such an action, you will benefit. But of course, if you strictly translate, it says, if you try, then you will prosper.
You will prosper. You will get it.
So there is a causative thing. If you do this, it will become something else. Okay? So what I'm saying is, so fifth vibhakti also sometimes used like that. Idile irundu idala varum, from it came from here. So in what I was trying to say was, the meaning is sort of similar to that. Okay. And Gaunas chet,
Gaunas chet.
Gaunaha chet. So if Gaunaha, then something will happen. But this is na.
Na shabd. Atma shabdat. Na atma shabdat.
If it is Gaunaha, it is not Atma Shabda. It is not Atman.
Atma. Because
I'm finding it hard to understand the meaning as secondary or figurative. Is there another meaning for Gaunaha? Like, is it?
Okay, we look for here itself, Gaunaha.
Vibhakti forms, Bhagavad Gita.
Sorry.
Yoga Sutras, login. Yoga Sutras.
Gauna.
If Gaunaha, then it's not Atma from Atma.
Yes, see Gauna, you can.
Gauna.
Having qualities or attributes relating to multiplication. Secondary subordinate.
Subordinate.
Or even having qualities, is it?
Pardon?
Having qualities here, but it doesn't apply here, ma.
Oh, it doesn't apply.
Secondary only. It has got several meanings. We have to.
So the thing is, so even the name and form which of the Lord, is that equivalent to the Lord? I think that's a question. But without the Atman present, they are of no use. Just by name and form alone, you cannot attain anything because you need Sat Chit Ananda, which is Atman.
You know, the Sankhyas are arguing that Pradhana is also the reason for creation. That's why he is giving these Vedantins are saying, no, it cannot be. Gauna, it is only a secondary meaning. But the unintelligent Pradhana cannot be the cause for this creation. They want to prove that. Because the Atma Shabda is used there.
Yes.
Even though they say Gauna can do that, but Atma Shabda is there because of the word Atma, it cannot be. Gauna cannot be the creator. The Pradhana cannot be the cause for the word.
So Kalyani, we will give another example for this. Okay. For example, somebody, let's take Nakulan. You know, Nakulan has an ailment. Okay. We think the medicine will cure him. Okay. So the medicine is nothing but a gauna. That will that by itself cure? No. That is the Atmic principle. The reason is, for example, if you take Nakulan, there are millions of functions in the body which is already happening. Okay, his heart is beating, his lungs are functioning, the kidney is functioning, liver is functioning. You name it, there are millions of activity which is going on. How? People will say, oh, it is just the body, some
No.
genes. It is not. Because there is Atman which is making it function.
Chetana.
Even if I take a medicine and give, if that Atman cannot assimilate, help assimilation, that will also not help. So is this needed? Yes, it is maybe needed. But the thing is, when we know that the Atman which is making the person get up, walk, talk, sing, everything is, that is generally discounted when we try to treat the physical body. So the thing is that thing which power which is making a person function in multi-million ways, is that powerless to do something? Is the question which comes. You know, so what we are discussing this, Atma Shabdat, no Atma Shabdat. So the thing is, yes, it has a role to play, but only it has a role to play only because of the Atman.
Yeah.
Because we should fully understand that the Atman is the one who makes things happen. So what is the level of importance we give for the creation itself, for a cure, for us to live? It's all in the hands of Atman. A person's even life cannot be held in his body by a few chemicals which we inject. Yes, but you know, but the Western medicine or any Western medicine, I would say, generally takes the approach that this is capable of doing everything. They do not have even the concept of Atman there. They may say natural body reaction, body intelligence. Why is the body doing that? So so it is the same thing. It's okay. So giving full attribute to something which is of the world without giving any credence to the Atman will not actually be of, it's actually a Sankhya approach. Okay. Because every cell has an intelligence, every organ has intelligence. How is it happening? But Western medicine, for example, will think certain chemicals are produced, certain hormones are secreted, those hormones, so that's the way they approach it. I would say no harm, because they're just studying the sthula, gross physical body functioning, and there's some correlation between certain things happening. But an Atmic view is the Atman is the one which is making it function. Sometimes we don't give any weightage. Then the question comes, how do you talk to this Atman? How do you, so that's Swami is asking, where is this Atman? How do we know it exists? How do we even connect with it? So these are questions we have to ask, and I think this deals with everything. which is achetana vastu, cannot grant you anything. But if you have bhakti, if we see that the divine, if it is meant to function through that, then it may. But the divine can function even without it. A divine can function even without it. So how do you get the requisition for that is the question. How do you get the referral? This is a big question. But I think people will say, no, you have to be practical. Sometimes we take the effort only in the gross world is effort. No, the effort in the subtle and the atmic level also is effort. How do we make that effort? I think that's all it's saying. That is gauna, which is secondary, achetana vastu. Pradhana, as Santi was saying, Sankhya's are saying that has sentience, that is capable of doing creation. All this, that's the Sankhya philosophy.
Another example for Gauna, he says, sometimes the king is talking now. The king he will not address himself as the king. He says, His Highness will order this. Even though he is talking, but he said, His Highness will order this to take place. So that when he is referring to that His Highness, it is the Gauna name. He's taking he's taking his own name, not as I myself, King so-and-so is doing this. He says, His Highness is doing this. Or His Holiness is doing that. When Pope Paul uses the word His Holiness.
So they think Gauna is actually referring to the Atman.
Atman. But they think so. They think so. He gives this example here in this book. And moreover, he uses Bhutatma, Indriyatma, and Atma. He goes on saying we add that Atma. That doesn't mean that it is really the Atma. Bhutatma, Indriyatma. They are mentioning about Indriyas. They are mentioning about Bhutas, Panchabhutas. But he is adding that Atma also to that.
See, it also means unessential.
Unessential. Gauna is unessential.
Immaterial, all those means subordinate. Those are also some of the meanings.
Yeah, Gauna.
See, subordinate, secondary, unessential.
Unessential.
Indirect, less immediate.
Less immediate.
Figurative,
Or Pradhana.
founded on some resemblance between the primary and secondary sense of the which is what you were talking about, Andy, the red is running.
Gauni Lakshana. Gauna. Gunamadikritya pravutta gauni. Tata agataha. Secondary and essential. It is less immediate. Gaune karmani dukhyade pradhane nirkrishva. Soluma.
Is it like saying, so when you said red is running, it's not really true because it's the red horse is running. It's the horse that's running, but you were just saying red is running.
But
same way, is it like if we say like Kalyani is running, it's not that Kalyani is running, it's the Atman in Kalyani is what's
that's a reality. That's a reality, but people will say Kalyani is running.
Kalyani is running.
But Swami would say Kalyani is a name given to the body.
Body.
Not to the Atman. But, that is illusion, the illusion is that everything seems real in this world. Everything seems to be functioning on their own. But what Brahma Sutra is trying to say, without Brahman, nothing will function. If anything is functioning, not on their own, they are only based all their actions, Brahman. So Brahma Sutra is basically the whole purpose is to
It's only to say that Brahman is
drill it onto us.
It is
Don't
the
forget
reality.
the Brahman. Don't forget the
Reality
Brahman.
is Brahman. Only
Brahman
reality.
is Brahman. And that's why Swami is saying, one who has all Aishwarya, all knowledge, who is capable of everything and who is compassionate, take refuge in the Lord.
in him. Atma Tattva. That is Atma Tattva is Brahma Tattva, Brahma Vidya.
Like Swami Vivekananda, he had like diabetes and he probably
Yes.
never took treatment, but I guess that's
Never
what
took
led to his untimely death. That
I don't no. No, it's untimely from people's perspective, but it's timely
for him. Yes.
because that was the expiry date with which he came.
Mm.
See, this is the same question Arjuna asks Krishna, why did Abhimanyu die?
Mm-mm.
It's an untimely death.
Yeah.
He's even blaming Krishna. Krishna, you are the one who convinced us to fight the wages war. Because of that, my son has died.
My son has done.
Not only Abhimanyu, even the Upapandavas were dead. But these people were living. Actually, it's not untimely death. It is death. But generally, our tendency is Kakataliya. You know what is Kakataliya?
Kakatali Nyaya.
Kakataliya Nyayana. The crow sat and the fruit fell down.
And a fruit fell down.
The fruit couldn't have fallen down if it was not ripe. Okay. Fruit could have fallen even without the crow sitting.
Crow sitting also.
But people will say, oh, because the crow sat down, the fruit fell.
Fruit fell.
So that type of, so we always attribute things based on some correlation. But the correlation cannot be causation. So that's Kakataliya. So what, so Vivekananda didn't die because he didn't get treatment. He died because he was meant to die.
But people won't take it like that. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, they don't take.
Won't take it like that.
No. Because Swami will say the Atman finished its business, it's moving on.
Like from a physical point of view, like, if you have high sugar, you don't treat it, that will lead to death. I mean, like eventually,
That
but
could.
if, for example, if I don't eat, I'll lead to death. Like that is a certainty like that will happen. It's not like a coincidence, right? Like that's.
No.
So there are so many people in coma, they're not dead.
They are not dead.
Why? They may not even have life support. They're not eating for about some of them hardly eat. But they're alive. Why? But then there are some healthy person suddenly drops dead with heart attack. Of course, people say he must have had heart disease or something like that. It's a hard, so it's this is a challenge. So my thing is, we have to do whatever we can, but we should not attribute that as the causation for prolonging life. I'm not against, see, even if I eat, I may die. Just because everyone eats, people don't live forever, because there can be something else which happens. Because there are a million things which can be going on in the body. Okay. See, the kidney can stop functioning, the liver can stop functioning, the heart can stop functioning, the brain can have a stroke. The number of things which can go wrong in a body is numerous.
Possibilities.
The possibilities so many. It's a miracle that we are alive.
Yeah.
It is a miracle that we are alive and we are functioning. It's alive. So if it has to be attributed to the Atman. So I'm not saying that medicine is not needed. Just like food is needed, medicine is also needed. Nothing wrong with that. If you're hungry, if you can find some food, eat, it's good. No doubt. But
for the medicine to act on the body, it depends.
Exactly. I can eat medicine, but assimilation, digestion is also a problem, you see. Aham Vaishwanuro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashvata Prana Apana Samayukta Bacham. So the thing is, again and again, reiterating that the ultimate support has to be the Atman. That's all I'm saying. So we have a role to play. The thing is, the West, all the gross things in the world can only help the gross. When the Atman has to leave, it will leave. Yeah, that's. I'm not talking. See, if it is nothing, we should not think. Suicide is the thing. You understand? You cause your death. Even if you want to, even if people who commit suicide, they cannot die if they are not meant to. They will, somebody will save them. So that is the Sanatana Dharma belief, that the Atman is the cause of life and death. Prana is the cause of life and death. Nothing else. Others can aid your life as long as you live here, no doubt. But they are also dependent on the Atman for their functioning. That was my point. Yeah, I mean, we will. I think medicine has to be taken. Yes, it has to be taken in certain cases. But Western medicine, to some extent, it is only symptom treatment. The underlying cause is generally very. Even the cause is can be many. See, even for I'm thinking, scratching my head. What could yesterday I was talking to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist was telling, okay, let's work on his diet. Does he drink pop? No. Does he eat sweets? No. Does he eat cookies? No. Does he eat chocolate? No. What does he eat in the morning? He eats some cereal with milk. One bowl, standard quality. Then lunch is some rice dish, rice with lots of vegetables. What does he eat in the evening? Same thing. What else? Does he drink tea? No. Does he drink coffee? No. Then what does he drink? Water and morning some squeezed juice from fruits, no sugar in it, and milk. Then she said, okay, then I don't know what to do. So then they will say, avoid certain, then you can say cut out all carbohydrates. Okay, that's something which people will say. But then what will he eat? And another problem is, he is very particular. He has to eat the same thing. If you give him anything else, he will not eat.
Roti ella sapda matana.
Huh?
Roti.
Roti சாப்பிடுவான் auntie. I give him roti, but gluten I am trying to avoid.
Oh.
Because of some of their autistic tendencies sort of
I see.
flare up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because then he will be a bit more, you get the cravings and things like that, and he can become very obstinate. He will not listen, things like that also. Behavioral changes happen, auntie.
Okay.
With gluten, with now after they are actually calm and quiet only when after I stopped the gluten and casein and milk. Yeah. Before that they were uncontrollable sometimes.
Sadhu also doesn't take rotis.
No, maybe it's not completely taboo. Once a month, once in 2 months they get to eat.
Oh, okay.
No taboo per se.
Rice is the only thing which they digest.
Rice is easy to digest, but I know people say sugar. But the thing is, the quantity is very fixed.
Okay.
Nakulan doesn't eat anything extra. What you put on the plate and give, he will eat and he will go back. So very little we can do in terms of food, because he's already very limited. Then she said, oh, you are vegetarian? Oh, then I don't know where you will get protein.
That question always comes.
Then she said, okay, protein are lentil. Yeah, but they have carbohydrates. So basically you don't have protein. That was, so of course, then they will say, I think it's better you all eat meat. Then you can eat protein without any carbohydrates. She was sort of venturing there, and I said, it's better to die than eat meat, I would say. But then, of course, some people say Vishwamitra also ate dog meat, things like that. People's argument. But so I think these are questions, sugar, yes, it has to be treated. But Swami will say there's a bigger, once somewhere he was telling this hospital, Swami is asking this rhetorical question. The hospitals are treating all these fellows and saving their lives. Then why are they saving their lives? What are these people using their lives for? What if you help a person extend their life, what are they using it for? Is it beneficial for the world or is it beneficial for them? Swami will say it's not beneficial at all. Because if they're going to use their life for their own improvement, self-improvement, then it's okay. But people, as soon as they're cured again, they go back to let's enjoy. So as in some place, Swami is asking this rhetorical question. What is the benefit of curing people of diseases? Because once they get it, what are they using it for? So, these are, I'm last 3-4 days, Kalyani, this is my inquiry. What is right? What is Prisha Prayatnam? How much should you do? Where do you draw the line?
Had you told your family doctor that you're traveling, like when she made that?
I spoke to her.
Oh, good.
I went, I met her day before yesterday because I was running around, I was down with pneumonia. Okay. So I realized that I usually try to go away, be away from medication because I know once I go to the doctor, she's going to prescribe antibiotics. But this time I said, okay, maybe that's the best way to deal with it today. So I went to the family physician. Okay, I spoke about myself. I spoke about Nakulan. Then she looked up the hospital results. She looked it up and then she knows that sugar is very high. She didn't prescribe and she said, I think I will do an urgent referral to the endocrinologist. That's what she said.
But she knew you're flying, like you're
Yes, she
traveling?
knows. She knows.
I don't know.
I told her, because the last time also I told her, she
Mm.
said, it's fine. That's what she said. I don't know on what basis she said, but she said she didn't even prescribe any medication.
Yeah, no, I'm very shocked by that.
Yeah, she didn't. She saw the number.
Um,
We will ask the other doctor here. What happens if your sugar is 25, Pinchara?
What units do you use? We don't use millimoles per liter. What's
Millimoles per
that's
liter.
how units,
we
to
use
make
milligrams per deciliter. So how much how do you convert millimoles per liter to milligrams to? One sec. So you said 25 millimoles per liter?
Yes. mmol per
Mhm.
liter, something.
One sec. What, 450?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. What's your A1C? Did they measure your A1C? No? Is this a blood glucose?
Not mine. For my son, Nakulan.
Oh, oh wow.
Yes.
Wait, so that's the blood glucose. They didn't measure get an A1C?
No.
It was in the
I'm
ear.
sure A1C will be bad also because I know he has been, I have checked it already twice at home and he's on sensor monitoring
Wow.
about 23.
And he said you
The glucometer, uncle, does it go past 25? Maybe 25 is just the highest number that I don't know.
The glucometer showed me 25.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if that's the max of the glucometer, like we don't
Oh, I
know.
see. Even glucometer has a max?
I think so.
Okay, I didn't know that.
so
I
what's
think
you guys numbness to the hand or what?
No?
No? Yes.
I know. He's fine. He just came and spoke, he also.
Eh,
He's only thing is his hand is unable to move because biceps is not flexing his biceps, and he's holding it stiff. He's saying it's hurting if he tries to lift it by himself, but if you bend, he's bending. That's why, Kalyani and Avi had suggested that I go and hear. But I don't know, family physician didn't say anything, Kalyani. She asked, when are you going, when are you coming? I said, 17th we are going, January 1st we are back. She said, okay. I will do the referral to endocrinologist. That's all she said.
By the time you come back, she will be ready with the referral.
Yeah. She said, Christmas season, it's very difficult to get something. So I think the way she said, what can you do?
I feel like I'm more worried than you about this.
Wait, you're
I
worried
know.
about the hyperglycemia or the
Yeah, I mean, because I know, Uncle, you've been saying he's been like this for a couple of years, but we don't know.
Yes.
His sugar could have been like 7, 8, 9, 10, but now
I don't know. No,
now
I think because some of this, it could have been, I don't know.
yeah, like it would have been a slow progression, right? But now we know it's super high. But I know I'm just worried about the flight. I mean, once you're in Part D, at least you can access a hospital, right? Like if something goes wrong.
24 hours
Yeah.
in the
But
flight.
the only problem is the flight, right? That 18-hour flight. Like if something happens during the flight, then you're stuck. Because I know like my friends have been called for medical emergencies on planes before. They have like nothing, like
Nothing like that.
We just
Anyway, let us pray for Nakulan. Shall we close? It
yeah,
is
we'll
10.
close.
Shall we close now?
Yes, close.
Okay.
When will we be meeting again?
When
After
first
Kalyani, when are you back, Kalyani?
Oh, I'm back. I'm leaving Part D on the 2nd.
oh,
Okay. So she's living after me. So next one will be
8th, okay.
8th January.
8th January will have.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, safe travels. Very-
Yeah. Samastaloka Sukino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Namaste.